Hello and welcome back to Miami University Smash. My name is Spencer Palpa McCrae,
And I am Nathan Mendelsohn Mosely.
and we are so excited to have you back for Miami White's fifth game.
Yes.
So far 4-0, haven't lost a set yet. How are you feeling today?
I mean, I'm feeling great today. I think Miami White should be feeling very great as well. They've played so far very, very great in this kind of pool play kind of territory. And this is going to be the final match of this kind of like round robin to kind of, I believe, play into seeding, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah,
for
pre-playoffs.
a kind of like a playoffs bracket among I believe the teams that are like in that two. I think they're called.
Yeah, it's A
Yeah,
and B. It's A and
A
B
and B, yeah.
for
A
Premier
and B of
Varsity.
Premier Varsity.
Yes. So, Miami University today against Southern Miss. A Terry, an ensign, another ensign, a banjo, Falcon Gannon, and someone we're not quite sure of. Always love having those mystery players as a spectator, not as a
Yes.
player. Um,
I mean, both ways, it's entertaining.
Absolutely. I
I,
mean,
I Min jump scare, my favorite.
Min Min jump scare is actually my favorite. No Tangelo might be a Min Min. That's in like tangle up the arms, maybe. Who knows? But I believe Miami has a lot of experience into this roster, specifically the two Incineroars. We with Whippy on Miami White, a lot of experience coming out from the White players against Incineroar specifically.
I've watched a lot of Incineroar gameplay every Wednesday at 12 o'clock. It's an experience.
And on Saturday
And
at
on
1
Saturday.
p.m.
And on Monday at 12 o'clock. Gosh.
You really like
Incineroar.
Incineroar,
I
yeah.
really do love myself some Incineroar.
I mean, I love Incineroar. Incineroar is my favorite Pokemon cat that is also very meta relevant in VGC.
And they absolutely took him out back and murdered him.
They
But
didn't.
like,
No, he's still really good.
I mean, he's still very good, but they got rid of U-turn, which
No, knockoff is the bigger nerf because he still has parting shot for U-turn specifically.
yeah.
I don't believe we'll be seeing any of that in this. Maybe not Alolan Whip, Darkest Lariat, if you
Darkest
know what I'm
Lariat,
saying.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay. So unfortunately, what we're hearing right now from Prod is that Southern Miss is having a few tech issues, so we might be talking for a little bit longer. If you don't enjoy the banter, make sure to come back in about 10 to 15 minutes at
Leave.
latest.
Escape the poor commentators just talking. Oh no, how
I
tragic.
hate when people talk.
Gosh, I hate these commentators. Like, gosh, Spencer.
Why are we
Like,
already getting? Why are we on this now? But to talk a little bit more about the Smash match ahead, we do have Earbuds, the supposed ace in the hole that we're kind of seeing from our research, a Terry Robin player. Now I know Terry is a very difficult character to get around, especially on Wi-Fi, because he has a lot of moves that are very easy to hit confirm with that jab. Less so down tilt, but still somewhat that nair, and the combos that come after it are very, very punishing. Wrap that up in a decent movement speed tier, and you have a character that's very difficult to fight on a Wi-Fi. In Wi-Fi, and plus auto turnaround as the bow on top. I mean, this is going to be a little bit tricky for them.
yeah, just a lot of really great buttons up close and huge punishing combos. Especially off of Nair, but I will say that some of our players are from regions that do have Terries.
Absolutely.
So especially Whippy, I know has probably a decent chunk of Terry experience from living in Columbus. I'm sorry that you live in Columbus for the Smash scene. Oh gosh, that is tragic.
Now, Whippy, being an Incineroar player, does not mind having characters like Terry be a little bit closer. In fact, having a little bit of extra range using his forward air F tilt, although he may not be very disjointed, neither is Terry.
Yeah.
Having a lot of hurt box shifting, actually, something people don't talk about being such a good attribute to have against him, because you hurt box shift so much. Even if he hits you with the first hitbox while you're throwing in a move such as Incineroar forward air, you'll trade with him, first off, because he doesn't have any disjoint, and second off, you're going to be able to get out of that jab just because the second hit won't link into the first, giving you a free potential punish if they choose to keep using the option, but more likely than not, just a favorable trade in your for you. Second up, we have the two Incineroars. Miami,
Two of them, yes.
as we were just talking, Miami having a lot of Incineroar practice from our Whippy. it's fucking amazing in Incineroar, able to make those reads and keep you aware of it being, in my opinion, the best kind of practice, just because it forces you to be aware of all the options that he has at all time, which becomes a very applicable experience to other players that you may encounter, such as Southern Misses.
Yes, it's one of the situations where both we are very experienced in this Incineroar matchup, but it also means that if we send in Whippy, they are also going to be quite experienced with Incineroar. I
Yes.
can't imagine them going to club every day and saying, "Man, I can't wait to fight against Incineroar
I
today."
can. I love fighting Incineroar. As much as like Whippy is a good player that makes me afraid, like I'm very excited to be able to play against him. Yeah. Thank you, thank you. Uh, sorry, production.
Production. Thank
I
you,
don't.
production,
I know.
your kind
I don't think
souls.
I'm supposed to respond to production. I just like,
No.
it feels polite. Like it's like you ignore somebody.
Yeah, it's like your wait. No, you should actually just respond to
I
your
should just.
waiter.
No, I should. Wait, are you?
No,
Wait a second. So take me through. Walk me through
Okay.
this. I should not talk to my waiter like a human being. Is that what you're saying?
Um, that may or may not have been the words that came out of my mouth.
Right, right.
I'm not sure it's the direction that I really wanted to go with where I don't know where I was going with that statement to begin with.
So what are you saying about
Um,
waiters? Public service? Are we like, is this all
so
encapsulating or
yeah,
is it
like
just waiter in the food
okay,
industry?
so we got to talk about the difference. We got to talk about the difference between your waiters and your servers.
So
And
you like don't talk to the guy that brings the food, but you talk to the guy giving you the order.
yes, because
Mm,
it's all about
mm.
you. You have to be very self-focused.
You are the customer.
You are the customer, yeah.
Anyways,
And even though you might be a little mean to them, you can still tip well and be a bad person. Like
all
those two.
right, all right. Continue finishing this segment from now on. Make sure to be nice to your waiters.
Yes,
Tip your waiters. Be nice to your public service workers. They have difficult jobs, and we want to be nice to them.
correct. Ignoring that. Yeah, correct.
Ignoring what? All right. Moving on, Southern Miss's next character, we have Banjo and Kazooie. I think this is just a straight shot. Pandora comes in, counters them with the great character matchup, and then moves on. I do not see Banjo being a huge issue character wise for most of the players here. Ness, Bowser, maybe even a little bit of K. Rool. Very strong matchups into this just because they can ignore Banjo's setup and or have amazing movement stats that just completely invalidate the setup in general.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think it's one of those matchups that you kind of like have a correct answer for. But it's also a situation where if you just wanna, you have a ton of right answers. There is that one
Yeah.
correct answer. And I think that's definitely Pandora. I definitely agree with you on that front. But I also do agree that pretty much anybody on the team should feel pretty comfortable with going into that. And Banjo as a character is something that there's quite a few in the local area. So a little bit of matchup experience there, as well as Banjo's just a character you have to accept that I'm going in and I'm going to play patient and I'm going to be happy suffering.
Well,
Um
okay, buddy.
yeah.
You just hate Banjo.
Yeah.
This guy just hates everything. He
I
hates his
mean,
public
me
service workers. He hates Banjo Kazooie. What's gonna happen
I
next?
mean, one I do hate more than the other. But
What? Wait, you gotta clarify.
yeah, and it's the servers every time.
Whoa! All right, get this guy off comms. Keegan, you're
Yeah.
hopping it.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, playing as Banjo, you just have to be willing to play very patient and just like slowly take the stage back. Wow, kind of they run away and throw out projectiles. It's not. It's one of those things that you just need. Patience is like the biggest thing that you gotta be willing. As I said before, right before you talked about me and my waiters again, being willing to suffer in like a matchup that you just have to be patient, or you just have to be patient. Some people are naturally very patient when they, especially if they can just.
Regardless,
I had a place where I was going with that. Let me. Yeah. Okay. There's where I was going. So some characters, like Pandora specifically, can just skip pretty much this stage of being patient by taking away one of the Banjo's main tools of just kind of keeping you out, and that's going to be downbeat. So that makes the matchup especially much easier for like Villager as a character. So for Pandora, because you no longer have to be as like worried about Egg and having to play so patient. So
little
that
bit
makes it both easier, and you're also taking away one of Banjo's best tools.
right.
The rest of the characters, you just kind of have to play around it. It's a good tool, but there's a lot of counterplay to it. You just have to play very patient. Make sure you're either jumping over it or you're willing just to run up and shield if they're not close enough to grab you for it.
Absolutely. And coming back on this patience thing, Banjo and Kazooie, while they do force out a lot of options, immediate options at that, with the projectiles that they consume using either the down B, fun fact, called Greneg, um, or the Regal Blaster that he contains with his neutral B, force you to play in a lot of these positions where you'll have to jump immediately. Banjo wants to scout out those jumps. He wants to be catching them with a forward air and trying to see what he's able to do based off of that. Now, Pandora, not the only counter here. We were talking a little bit about Greneg, the down B again, for those who remember. A little bit of callback action. Great commentary at work here.
Yes, 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 yes.
You are able to Z catch it. If Banjo ever throws it at you, you can Z catch it. You can throw out a tilt that catches it, or you can just avoid it. Banjo trying to catch it and like re-catch the grenade after throwing it out across the stage is already a commitment in itself, giving up so much of that stage space that more often than not, they'll just throw it out. They'll let it take up the space that it has, and then force a different kind of action from the opponent just by having that grenade exist. Now, coming into the last character that we have data of, a Captain Falcon and Ganondorf main. Now, more likely than not, we're going to be seeing the Captain Falcon online here, though I would not be surprised to see the Ganon. A personal hot take of mine is that Ganon is actually a decently good character. Those nairs, that back air, that forward air, that up air, all of his aerials are incredible at continuing to keep and hold down space, as well as being extremely punishing and having high kill power. On top of that, Ganon has movement options that allow him to get a little bit, a little bit interesting with it, although not the best one. His down B allows him to cancel it off of the side platform. For those who know how to control it, Ganondorf is able to throw out his dive kick. I don't exactly know the name of it, but his down B kick,
Drop kick, I believe it is.
drop kick,
I
really,
want to say it's drop kick.
Darkness drop kick. You would have
I
something
want to
edgy
say
like
something like
that.
that. Are you talking about on Wi-Fi, or are you talking about just your Ganondorf opinion in general?
My Ganondorf opinion on general improves on Wi-Fi. I think he's even better on
I,
Wi-Fi.
I do fully agree that he is better on Wi-Fi. I think he's no longer the worst character in the game in Wi-Fi.
Oh, who's the worst character on Wi-Fi?
Okay, let me
Putting
think
you on
about
the
this.
spot. Putting you on the
Okay,
spot.
so Doc gets better, Villager gets better, DDD gets a lot
Villager
better.
was in contention.
No, well, he's generally in that lower area. I'm kind of thinking of all the characters, and a lot of them have
Yeah.
get better on Wi-Fi.
Absolutely.
Plant gets better on Wi-Fi. I feel like it's all the characters that are either really heavy or have that weird projectile that just drives people insane, like Zelda.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wow. Who is the worst character?
Who is the worst
I'm
character on
trying to think.
Wi-Fi?
Who's it? No, I was gonna say Mac, but
Well, we will get back into this very
yes.
quickly. I believe that most players are going to do decently well into this Ganon Falcon duo, wanting to achieve a lot of the same things in neutral. Captain Falcon and Ganon are close to echoes as you can get without actually being echoes themselves. Now, Captain Falcon's going to be running a lot quicker, having a lot stiffer of movement in neutral. If you end up not getting if you end up not canceling his skid animation properly, he is going to slide across the stage.
Yeah, very, very slippery. I think it's interesting looking at a person who plays both those characters, because Falcon's much faster, and they play incredibly different, even though they have very similar moves. Because Falcon, you're very much going to be focusing on trying to land with a landing nair to hit a knee to hit pretty much knee up B. I mean, both have a very good up B out of shield, or up B to catch someone shielding is better. A better
Right,
way of phrasing
right.
that. They have similar tools, and especially their side Bs they're kind of similar. One's a command grab. One is just sort of. How safe is it on shield? Captain Falcon
It's
side
not.
B. No, it's not.
It's not.
Okay. I thought the
Um,
pushback was enough to make it safe-ish.
well, my character doesn't really care about that, so
Yeah.
I never really noticed. But
Villager privilege out here. Said
despite,
nobody ever, but
oh no, I'm sure a lot of people have said that if I'm being honest. But despite having such similar moves, both characters use them in very different ways, and so I'm very excited to see how how Southern Mrs. Chaotic chooses to use either one of the other characters if they get playtime today. Um, but yeah, that's the entirety of the roster. I believe I would do want to say, as much as I'm a Pandora Glazer, and we kind of know this by
yes,
now,
yes, yes, yes.
I think Pandora's great into this team. I don't think there's a single losing matchup for her. I think, honestly, just let her go at it.
just send in first, even though we kind of talked about Banjo as like.
Right,
I
but
know we also
like,
talked about like a lot of good over counters for that,
yeah, I
but
mean, I think the only person that she's gonna somewhat struggle with may be the Incineroar, but like she has a lot of experience against Whippy more than myself, and has a better idea of how Incineroar does into that matchup, how a villager, counters each of the moves that he wants to do. And so, like, you send Pandora into, Terry. Terry has good movement. He's gonna propose a little bit of a problem for the setup that she wants to do, but she's very comfortable in close ranges, and so she's going to be able to deal with a Terry a little bit better than you would usually expect. Robin, very slow, very projectile heavy. Pandora's going to do great into that. The Incineroar, slow, heavy. Like, you'll do fine into that as long as you're not letting him counter your projectiles for free.
yeah.
Captain Falcon, Ganon, both great matchups for Villager. And then I'm forgetting the last one. Banjo
Banjo, yes.
Kazooie, which is like,
Yeah.
we don't even got to talk about that one.
Double thumbs up if that happens.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I would say I agree. Um,
We are going to see Whippy on Incineroar versus Sea-Dog on Sephiroth,
yeah.
interestingly enough. I believe Sea-Dog was proposed to be a different character, a Incineroar.
Okay.
Again, something that you may not know as a spectator, we as Smash players during crews are not allowed to overlap characters at all. That means each player going in has to use a different character from any of their teammates. So, for example, since Southern Miss has two Incineroars on their team, if they want to send in both the Incineroar players, one of the Incineroars has to go on a different character. And that's what we're seeing right now here, with Sea-Dog choosing to go for Sephiroth instead of the Incineroar that he may be more comfortable on. Now, Sephiroth, Incineroar, Whippy playing Incineroar, this is going to be a little scary for him. Sephiroth having a lot of range, specifically disjointed range, using that sword, and also playing the character is going to know a lot of inherent weaknesses, a lot of matchup checks that he's going to have to, that he will be able to play around that Whippy may not be as familiar with.
Yeah, generally something that Sephiroth can struggle with, and one of the reasons why he's usually considered a relatively mid to bad character is hitting. Yeah, times have changed, Spencer. Times have changed.
No, keep going. I didn't say
But
anything.
generally, he struggles to hit small characters, and a lot of his hitboxes just can't catch fast characters. That's kind of like really his big issue, is very much struggling to catch people. Now with Incineroar, Incineroar is big and Incineroar is slow.
Yeah.
So hitting the Incineroar will not be a particularly difficult thing. Especially, and recovery of Incineroar can get quite linear, and Sephiroth can absolutely punish very linear recoveries with down air while trying to snap the ledge. So I just have a lot of tools to kind of punish the mistakes that or I wouldn't always say mistakes, but just kind of weaknesses of characters that kind of can run into.
Right. Incineroar inherently is a slower character with more stubby hitboxes compared to the majority of the cast, meaning he is going to have to get in against Sephiroth, force himself, and potentially a counter will be huge for him, allowing him to get a lot of progress that you may not usually see. But again, it's Sephiroth. He has such huge range. Even if he does end up getting countered, it usually won't matter too much. And I think we can say goodbye to that Alolan Whip. We're so used to Whippy characteristically throwing out just because Seedock is going to be used to it. He's going to be used to seeing the Alolan Whip in Sonora's side B command grab come out. He's going to have so many options in order to just counter it. I don't think it's going to be a worthwhile move more often than not.
It's one of those weird situations where I'm not sure if I entirely agree with you on that. Yes,
Really? Okay.
I am prepared for him to be very used to it and throwing out a lot of kind of those pokes in neutral to kind of stop it. But I think that one of the things he really wants to do, I assume the Incineroar would want to do, is side B. He's going to throw out these side Bs, and my assumption is that Sin side B is going to beat Sephiroth side B.
I don't believe it does. I don't think it has any sort of armor on it. But we'll see.
Yeah, we'll
see here.
see.
Ooh, amazing grab coming out from Whippy there. Going to be able to get the invincibility through Sephiroth. What's the projectile called again? Through his side B. Yeah, I'm just getting disapproven right away. Whippy able to find his way in against Sephiroth very easily. Just a little side note for those of you who may be tuning in to one of the Smash streams for the first time. Every single one of the characters' grabs has invincibility whenever you're throwing a character. Thus, when Whippy had the projectile that he knew was going to blow up at a specific time, when he had it on him, he decided to wait, install his throw, and then throw it, just so that his invincibility overlapped with the projectile detonating. Now, Whippy able to get a neutral air in neutral, going to be able to find another counter there, potentially putting
Yeah.
Incineroar at a high percent if he's able to find another one of
Yeah,
these
so
hits.
far, Whippy's been so great about finding these times and being very correct on when Sephiroth is going to counter, as well as being very wise. Wow. Yeah, Sephiroth is a very tall fella. And so a lot of those kind of grabs that Whippy's going to do out of short hop is going to connect. And there's the shield.
Yep, Whippy
Um,
getting a little bit too brave with,
oh,
oh my, what are we,
oh.
oh no!
No! Tragedy.
Sephiroth, not being confident enough in punishing the shield break, decides to take a little bit of time, try and get on the platform, wasn't able to maneuver his way in this Wi-Fi environment, and gets punished. Luckily, able to find that F-tilt on Whippy, sending him to the blast zone. I want to say early, it was at 130%,
Yeah.
but able to confirm Whippy's first stock. 40% online, camping on the top blast zone, now off on the ledge.
Yeah, it's one of those interesting things is we've kind of very much seen the Sephiroth try and like use his kind of pokes in that kind of very mid range. But he's kind of noticed that Whippy's just been very good about getting these counters out in like the areas that he assumes he's going to try and go for.
Absolutely.
So pretty much we now kind of see that how the Sephiroths decided to try and play around that. And that's by doing a lot of these down airs and just playing incredibly patient. And
Oh my
that
goodness.
almost killed.
Not
Wow.
killing quite yet. Something Whippy's been able to implement at the beginning of the match is he recognized that the Sephiroth is throwing out a lot of these preemptive moves in order to make sure that, Incineroar doesn't get in. While Whippy predicting every majority of these preemptive moves has started throwing out a lot of counter, able to hit the counter and then deal massive damage. 40% on that first
40,
forward air.
Yeah, 40% on a forward air. I mean, that's just from guessing right once on a counter, and ow. Oh, great weight from Whippy, but unfortunately, just a little too soon on that.
Absolutely, but Sephiroth being one of the lightest characters in the game at 94%. Whippy looking for that killing blow. Side B coming out, not quite going to be able to hit it. Looking for the counter, thinking that Sephiroth's maybe going to go for an up smash here. Really, his only way of getting around Sephiroth is by either jumping in or throwing out one of those counters. And he's been hitting a lot of successful counters. Up smash coming out.
Yeah.
Being able to punish Whippy's end lag on his counter, I believe, I forget what it's called. I'm saying it so much I don't even know the real name, but Whippy going to be able to get, yes, it is Revenge. Going to be able to get the dash attack, send in, Sephiroth to the blast zone very quickly. Unfortunately, losing two of his stocks there. He was in the driver's seat that entire time.
Yes, he was. Something I found really interesting about that match was he used a lot of counter, like much more than he usually does.
Absolutely.
I think that might have been because he very much wanted to get in, and I think that getting in, because you pretty much, we were talking about how great Incineroar disjoints are and how well they can do in some of these matchups, and Sephiroth is going to be one of those few characters that like disjoints don't matter when there's a sword that's hitting you in the face. So in that way, I really do like Whippy's approach to using a ton of counters to try and get in, and just kind of limit the amount of times he actually has to win neutral. I think he may have gone for it a little bit too much, especially when he maybe by that second stock halfway through, the Sephiroth was kind of starting to catch on to the fact that he was using counter a lot. But in general, Whippy did a great job, and the Sephiroth definitely made quite a few adaptations to Whippy to make sure he doesn't give him as much revenge as he kind of started the match by giving him.
Right. For those of you who may be new to Smash, learning the game for Miami's Greatest, here's a little bit of a tip. The entire theme of that first game was tempo. Whippy being able to predict that the Sephiroth's going to throw out a lot of preemptive moves, trying to stuff him out as much as possible, catching on to that, being able to use Revenge, the down B counter, in order to not only get a stack of revenge online, but also going to be able to force the Sephiroth to play a little bit more back, acknowledging, hey, if I can bait out these moves and intentionally either counter them or jump in when he's not expecting them, I will be able to get that punish and make this a quick game, in which he did. Something that the Sephiroth adjusted with during that second stock was trying to bait out Whippy's revenge, maybe trying to wait a bit and then throw out a move. And that's the big mind game that it comes down to whenever you play a character for so long. You acknowledge, hey, he's gonna want to get in. I want to play at a very fast tempo, get those moves immediately out. But a great adjustment coming out that second stock. Unfortunately, not enough to get him the rest of Whippy's stocks. Just slowing it down, playing a little bit slower, acknowledging that, hey, he's acknowledging my tempo. Mixing it up now is going to be more important than playing to my character's like inherent strengths.
Yeah.
Because if you play predictably, you will lose 10 times out of 10.
Yes. It pretty much goes down to, yeah, you're saying kind of those kind of
Right, that's a
guesses,
lesson
and
of it.
it's rock paper scissors shoot. That's really what it is.
I don't
All
think. Sorry, I apologize.
No, continue.
I don't even think that's necessarily the case with rock paper scissors. I think choosing attack, grab, or jump in this case in Smash Ultimate is not ultimately what it came down to. Just because Whippy didn't need to guess the correct option, he just needed to guess the correct timing.
Yeah.
Had Sephiroth tried to grab in a lot of those instances, Whippy would have been out of range for the grab, and he would have been able to still jump away, react to the Sephiroth getting it. Sephiroth does not want to get in these situations, and so again, it's a tempo thing. Mixing up your opponent to throw them off their balance instead of just outright predicting what they're going to do, acknowledging when they're going to do
Yeah.
it.
I think my argument for a little bit of rock paper scissors shoot is going to be that kind of a Alolan whip. The side B.
Oh,
Is
absolutely.
that
A
Alolan
Alolan
whip?
Whip,
Yeah.
correct, yeah.
That was kind of the thing that Whippy called him kind of every single time that the Sephiroth waited. He called him out with like a short hop side B. That
Right.
was pretty much what. So it kind of was kind of that prediction of will you swing or will you wait?
No,
And that's
you're
kind of
right.
what Whippy kind of brought that down to. And I really enjoy because he always did a great job of staying in that range. In that range just far enough that he can threaten an approach or he can threaten a side B. He played that very, very well in that regard. And if he didn't think either of those were going to happen, he countered.
Right.
So he kind of picked his one of three options that he was going to go in, which is kind of always Smash Ultimate in a nutshell. If you have a command grab, privileged characters.
You're looking at Ganondorf soon here, buddy. I don't think he's very privileged with his command grab, but
There's a lot of other problems there. Command grab is not one of them.
I do want to bring up there is a lot of rock paper scissors that was happening there. I believe that Whippy did miss a lot of side Bs, and so I don't know.
Yeah, it's one of those things that like you
Right,
throw out
he
because you
predicted them.
have
He
to.
got a lot of
Yeah,
correct ones, but I got a few wrong ones as well. What we're seeing earbuds here, the supposed ace in the hole of Southern Miss
that is
coming in on
yes.
Sora.
There's no Tangle.
Oh, this is no Tangela? I
Yeah.
apologize. Well,
Uh,
the one person we did not have character data on apparently is Sora main. Sora having a pretty decent matchup into Incineroar because of his Sword Disjoint. Although being a little bit floaty, forcing his movement to be a little more obvious, becoming somewhat more susceptible to Incineroar's ability to Alolan whip him.
yes. You're gonna see a lot of projectiles, which is going to pretty much what Sora is going to try and do is just wall out Incineroar.
Wall out as much as possible,
Yes.
correct.
There's a ton of options on Sora just to kind of with the projectiles as well as just kind of jump in the air and just pop some aerials.
Absolutely.
Doesn't matter which one, they all work.
Oh, Alolan Whip coming out here. Whippy, unfortunately, missing quite a few at the moment. It's really making you think, hey, this Tangela guy knows a lot about how Incineroar wants to play, and the Thundaga coming out, something that he's been using a lot during that one stock to enable him to get those to catch the recoveries. I mean, I cannot think of a better tool to edge guard that Sora has.
Yeah, it was pretty much just a very good job of cycling through spells and just kind of stuffing out when Whippy tried to approach from the air with like a fair or just run back spell. It was a lot, yeah, just a very good job of keeping him out with a lot of spells. But I also think that there's a lot of information that Miami can gain from that. This Sora very much seemed to kind of enjoy spells. And also just in generally kind of we've played against quite a few Soras, especially like with Akron, who we played like 3 times last semester, yeah.
We played them a lot overall.
We played them a lot,
We
yeah.
played them a lot.
Both red and white.
Shout out to Akron. I love them. They're amazing. They're great people.
Yeah,
As an aside, I
as an aside,
apologize.
yes. But no, I think we definitely now kind of think about who we're gonna send in. I know who we're not sending in. If we I hope we're not sending in Rave. Rave has talked about how bad this matchup is, and historically it has not gone well.
Ooh, okay. So what we are sending in here is Alligator Jones on Sonic. Sonic versus Sora is a very interesting matchup because the rotation of spells matters so much. Specifically, Sora's going to have the Fire Agra, which is the Fireball neutral B that he can use infinitely if he just keeps using it on repeat. This will prevent Sonic from using any sort of spin dashes on the ground, which is where he wants to be. So Sonic really loves controlling the pace of the game by using ground movement options. In this case, if Fireball is being thrown out, he cannot do that. He has to jump in. Also, Sora having a sword in general is going to beat out every single one of Sonic's disjoints, other than potentially back air, but that is a very rare case by case scenario where clanking would need to be involved.
Okay, so then by your kind of arguments, why do you think that Miami chose to send in AJ in this situation?
Confidence and Sora being floaty. I believe that AJ has a lot of experience with floatier characters being able to punish some of them with range. I know he plays Rave a lot. Ness is a very similar character, in my opinion. Both the characters being extremely floaty, having a great projectile to cover the ground, and having that little bit of extra range on the aerials, meaning that AJ just is comfortable in the matchup. He knows how to play against those characters where they'll try and wall you out with their floaty aerials, acknowledging, hey, being floaty, while it is a benefit somewhat, is not great into this matchup.
Yeah.
If you are able to dash in, have the character just stay in that space, and then they just throw out that forward air, you're gonna get up aired out of shield. And especially on a character that's a little bit taller than Ness, Sora is gonna get hit by those up airs and continue to get hit.
Yeah, no, I was definitely gonna fully agree with that for the strengths. Sora is kind of has a lot of tools, but Sora's pretty slow in the air,
Mhm.
as well as ground speed just being generally like okay,
Yeah.
but Sonic being just incredibly quick. And I think that if you do kind of hold Fireball for too long, you might be able to get a neutral B off for it, uh, and just kind of lock in. Although people don't like that move,
Which one?
homing attack.
Homing attack.
Yes.
I mean, homing attack isn't particularly relevant in this matchup, though I do agree that it gets a lot better by the fact that Sora is floaty. And again, we see the Fire Rocker come out, Sonic trying to dash back, but getting clipped by it immediately. Sora kind of demanding control of this grounded space. Thundaga online, meaning Sonic doesn't want to jump, which, again, he never wants to be in the air regardless, punishing his aerial approach, and Sonic back in neutral. Getting grabbed forward air after down throw, I believe it was. Sonic at 100% at ledge. It's very scary position to be in if you're AJ fan.
Yeah.
Thundaga coming out, catching the aerial approach in, and that is going to be AJ's first stock. As the counter pick, this is a scary position to be in.
Yeah, it just until just now, it really felt like AJ hadn't found like he hadn't made the Sora at any point uncomfortable.
Absolutely.
And once you're uncomfortable in Sonic, you're in danger. You're in a lot of danger. But if you are Sonic, once you're off stage, Sonic has a ton of tools just to kind of make sure you stay off with very great, very excellent ledge trapping, and generally just can feel very oppressive if he's up close. So once Sonic's playing his game, he does an amazing job doing it. And as you kind of see throughout this entire stock so far, AJ has kind of gotten the number of the Sora, and it's just on him like 24/7.
Right.
Yeah.
He does not want to let Sora get away from him. Finding the down B into a little bit of an up air one, not quite getting the second one. Getting caught again by the Thundaga. I think AJ has a lot to work on in regards to acknowledging that Sora has Thundaga online, potentially not being as used to having the cycling spells here, something we talked about a little bit earlier. But F Smash coming out, taking Sora's first stock. AJ only taking 60% online. He is so much more used to the movement that Sora has, which is so important compared to what we saw in the first stock.
Yeah, it feels very much like, and a very, very nice air dodge read, just a wait there. Feels very much like AJ just wants to get back to the stage. Doesn't want to deal with like Sora at ledge, which I'm not sure is the best decision. Just kind of, he felt like he's kind of gone high or gone very much immediately towards ledge. Because Sonic has a very, very great recovery and can go very, very low without feeling very scared. It's one of the things that I think pretty much all the damage he's taken is so far he's gotten off stage, and he's tried to go high.
Yes, but Sora coming out with the Thundaga here, going to be able to recover back to stage just because he did it in the wrong direction, unfortunately. Side B coming out here, playing a little bit slower now, still trying to play very much in his base though. Dash attack coming out, catching the roll in. Sonic just looking for an aerial at the moment, acknowledging Lizaga is online now, jumping back to make sure he doesn't get hit by its side B, catching the, I think it was a spot dodge there.
Believe so as
Um,
well.
I think the Sora is a little bit scared, but acknowledging, finding those opportunities when the Sonic is getting a little bit more predictable, going to be able to hit the counter and send Sonic off stage. F Smash coming out, Sonic sending Sora deep off stage, looking for the back here, not quite going to be able to find it.
Wow.
Sonic, get up attack, going to be able to get a pivot grab somehow. I thought you couldn't run through characters, but okay.
You can. AJ does that a lot. While you're doing your get up animation for like neutral get up, you can run through, which they made a decision when designing that.
No, you're right, you're right. Intangibility specifically, but going to be able to find the double jump forward air off stage to confirm the stock, not the back throw as we were talking about prior. Probably had a little bit to do with it in that positioning and extra damage. Sonic just dancing around right now. It looks like he's a little unsure of what to do, but the Sora cannot tell at the moment. Down air coming out, unfortunate SD coming out from AJ.
Just wanted to reset there, and unfortunately did not work.
Yeah. Well, it happens. I know, as many Sonic players can attest, SDing is the easiest part of the character. Yeah, an unfortunate reset there. What AJ was trying to do at the moment was trying to get the side B spin dash into down air on stage, such that he didn't have to commit to that forward aggression. Something the Sora was doing really good was just acknowledging, reacting to whenever the Sonic wanted to side B in, and using those large aerials or just shielding in general to punish him for trying to come in at predictable timings. Now, AJ, what he was trying to do was mix up that timing again, tempo, as we were talking about in the first game. Not quite going to be able to hit this side of the stage, and unfortunately going to SD because of it.
Yeah, I think kind of throughout the match, it was just the Sora found very early forward smashes. But at the same time, I think it was very correct decisions. It was definitely not random forward smashes. It was usually a dash back forward smash to try and catch a lazy or side B back to the stage. Yeah, I guess predictable is a much easier, better way of saying it, because you want to just get back on stage. You want it. AJ very much wanted to get right back into the fight. And that kind of, he just got punished for that a lot.
He got punished hard.
Yeah.
But speaking of getting punished, we're going to be sending in Jam on K-Roll into the Sora. Sora only having one stock online here. Jam being very comfortable, especially when it gets that momentum advantage. I'm very excited to see how this one's going to turn out. Do you have any ideas as to how Sora's projectiles interact with Crown?
Generally, I believe that he's going to either trade or beat most of the projectiles. I'm assuming you're always going to go for side Thunder. I think you probably lose to I actually think you might go for Blizz.
I think Crown just beats out all those in terms of priority.
Crown just beats up all of them. Maybe not Yeah, I think it just beats all of. Yeah. Maybe not the fire one. Fire one's a little weird.
Fireball definitely.
It definitely does. Okay.
But we are going to see a small battlefield here. A lot of platform space for K-Rool to be playing under. Sora might be thinking it'll give him, or he didn't pick the stage, but he thought, leaving the stage open may give him extra routes for combos and having the ability to play under ledges while having those spells online. But K-Rool having that super armor and high priority crown will enable him to beat out whatever plans the Sora may have under the platforms.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things is going to see how patient the Sora plays. Because I'm pretty sure side B getting countered K-Rool side B being countered by Sora is always going to make the projectile become Sora's.
Yes.
So I'm very curious on how Jam is going to decide to play into this by like how patient is he going to do, how much scrapping versus how much projectiles.
Right. We're seeing Jam warm up a little bit with the button check. I have an opinion on the fact that K-Rool makes the ground shake whenever he lands. It is a very cool addition.
I don't know if I knew that.
Yes, you can see it a little bit whenever he does. A lot of these heavier characters have a specific property built in where they'll make the screen shake. Now, it does not have a gameplay effect as far as I'm aware. But
other than annoy the cameraman,
right.
The non-existent cameraman.
DDD and Bowser also have two very similar attributes of Smash coming out here, catching the landing with the crown. So we're feeling very comfortable in this matchup so far. We're going to see a little bit of helicopter catch the Sora, send him back off stage with the up tilt crown setup, trying to to see what he can get online. Crown coming back out again, shielding it, giving up a lot of stage space, and the Sora is getting in. Spell coming out here, Jam matching out just in time to make
Yes.
sure that he does not get hit by the knockback of the move. Now, something people may not know, if you are frozen, you cannot get hit by the knockback of a move.
Yes, but the reason why it's especially good on like those up smashes, and you'll see a lot of up smashes, is going to be because it is going to hit twice. It's going to hit the great dash attack going through Liz. But up smashes are going to be able to hit twice with that like connecting hitbox upwards and then the actual sword itself.
Absolutely. Now, we are seeing the Sora be able to edge guard K-Roll a little bit here. K-Roll having a weaker time whenever he's off stage, as he has an extremely linear recovery without a great hitbox,
Does
but it does
kill.
not matter. Setup comes out. Cannonball going to be able to take Sora's first and only stock. Now, someone who may not be as used to crew battles may be wondering, but wait, Jam is at 180%. His stock's basically gone. Now, if you are new to Smash Crew Battle, something we are doing at Miami's Greatest as well, the percent does not transfer over. Now, Jam is going to be at 0% all three stocks here. Completely fresh slate. The only advantage here for Southern Miss is that they are going to have the counter pick.
Yes. And so now we kind of got a question, what characters do we think they're going to send in? And I think my gut feeling kind of goes to it's probably going to be, I think, Incineroar.
Really? You think the Incineroar is going to come out?
I think the Incineroar is going to come out because I think button for button, Incin just wins, and you have a lot of tools just to say no to just
Just no to
excuse me, yeah.
all of his options. Yeah.
A lot of tools just to say no to his projectiles, which that's arguably the only thing that makes K. Rool like sorta okay barely.
Right.
And actually going back to your earlier question, I think no, K. Rool is still better than Ganondorf, but like K. Rool kind of just sucks.
It might be bottom one. Who
Yeah, no,
knows?
no, I was gonna say on Wi-Fi, K. Rool doesn't get much better on Wi-Fi.
No, not at all.
No, not at all. I mean,
But
yeah.
Incineroar is a great call here. I do believe in Jam specifically knows how to play very well using his projectiles against Incineroar. And so if Incineroar chooses to counter that crown, well, you can expect Jam to be right there ready to punish the end lag of it. Fun fact for those who may not know, Incineroar revenge stacks are completely removed whenever you grab the character. Now, this is important because any projectiles you throw out, he has a little bit of end lag on. If K-Roll, for example, throws out Crown, Incineroar counters it. K-Roll is able to get a true punish of grab and remove every single stack that Incineroar has gained from the interaction.
Yeah, it's one of those things that grabbing Incineroar or grabbing Incineroar is usually difficult because the hitbox on Revenge is quite large. But it is definitely possible. And sometimes you might just see a safer option, which is going to be a dash attack. A dash attack is another tool on most characters because it has just going to cover a lot of ground very quickly. So dash attack is another great option, and it is indeed the Incineroar that they are sending in. And we're going to a relatively neutral stage. I'm a little
PS2 start.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
a little intrigued by this. I really do wonder what Jam banned to end up at PS2 because PS2 is it's a pretty favorable stage for K. Rool. It's going to give a lot of space for both characters, and I think in general, K. Rool is going to do a better job of keeping Incin out on a larger stage. But it's also going to make yeah, I'm a little I'm interested. I'm interested why K. Rool decided or not K. Rool, Incineroar decided to go to the stage.
Right. I do want to bring up again about the bands. I bet it was probably something similar to a Smashville, a Hollow Bastion, and a small Battlefield
I
band.
definitely think Small Battlefield had to be
Oh,
banned.
absolutely. A lot of those smaller stages that Incineroar prefers getting taken away. Although some characters may prefer to mix around whether or not they go to PS2 or small battlefield just because they want to mess around with how much space they get. Incineroar specifically being the de facto slowest character in the game means you never want to go to a bigger stage, just outright. So
Yes.
Jam being able to pick up the PS2 counter pick as your opponent's counter pick is great for him.
Yes, definitely. Very much so.
Although it may be a little bit difficult not having a ton of space to land on, Jam also just has the ability to use his neutral air, which is like, yeah,
It can
you just can get
yeah.
out of a lot of
If he's
things.
facing the correct direction, it will break through most options.
Uh, but we are waiting a little bit longer here. Maybe a button check is going on at the moment.
Yes.
We're not quite sure. Um, Maybe the Incineroar is late. I know. Again, slowest character in the game. Of course, he's gonna be late.
Yeah, he's been too busy playing Pokemon Champions and just
Pokemon champion. Yeah.
got a little distracted. Too busy using Incineroar because I know our Incineroar player definitely
He likes
uses
VGC.
Incineroar and
He likes VGC.
likes VGC and will definitely be using Incineroar in his teams.
Yes.
Also Incineroar is just.
Speaking of Pokemon champions, Mega Frostlass. Oh my goodness. Top tier Mega Evolution in the game. Going to be able to set up Snow and Aurora Veil with an impressive 120 base speed. That is a monster if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen it yet.
Have you not? Have you never seen what Mega Frostlass looks like?
I think I know what it looks like, but I haven't seen it. I haven't seen a single person use it. It's just been Mega Dragonite. It's mostly Mega Dragonite
yeah,
with a little bit of Mega Charizard X.
Yes, Mega Charizard, I think X. Oh my goodness, Incineroar just going in, no taunt coming out.
He's correct, but
well, don't give him an opportunity, you know?
Yeah.
One Stalker Revenge online, forward air coming out, throwing out the cannonball to set up in his face. A very brave risk that he chose to make, but ends up paying a little bit. Incineroar going to be able to find the Alolan Whip, send K-Roll off stage, going to be able to get that free Revenge stack off of the helicopter.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see a lot of cannonballs, especially with that second part of the neutral B, because I'm pretty sure that second part of the neutral B will count as a grab. Yeah, it will remove the stacks. So although it's a little risky, and you're going to, I like that DI mix up.
Oh my!
That was
amazing DI mix up coming out from Jam here. Going to be able to send into a hard knockdown situation into a fucking
hard knockdown situation. My favorite fighting game terminology.
I forgot the name of it. Oh my goodness! Darkest Lariat coming out, going to be able to instantly break K. Rool's belly armor just with that one move because of how many revenge stacks he had. Yeah.
I understand why that happened. I don't think I've seen that happen before.
I love that interaction. That's so cool.
Yeah, it was a very very great neutral B from Incineroar.
Right, because if he whiffed the option, it wouldn't matter. He wouldn't lose the stacks because you need to hit the opponent in order to lose stacks.
Yes. So now we just kind of see Jam seems fine giving him revenge as long as he keeps him out.
Right.
So now it's just like you can't make a risky mistake, and you gotta be very patient with how you play.
Right. Incineroar being able to get 3 stacks online. Fun fact, Incineroar is only able to get 3 stacks at most. After that, I believe it only keeps the heaviest stack. I actually don't know the specific tech behind that.
I think
a little bit of information we got on the side. It is the heaviest stacks that stay online. Now, Incineroar going to be able to hit the Lariat. Unfortunate SD just a little bit ago. K-Roll looking for that Nair, trying to send him off stage.
That wasn't an SD. That was an edge guard.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, why did he go so deep?
It was dropped down Nair.
Yeah. I thought he could have made it back. I apologize.
Oh, no, he was dead. But no, Jam's been doing a great job of not letting him have revenge, and just Spencer, please no.
All right, Incineroar at ledge, going to be able to grab during that counter. Again, what we were saying, finding the air dodge, and going to be able to get it up air. Jam with 1 stock. First time Miami University has been in the lead.
Yeah, and it's huge going into counterpick with Old Miss going to Southern Miss, not Old Miss. Those are 2 very different schools.
No, I think about that a lot too, don't worry.
But for Southern Miss, and that's going to be a huge just getting counterpick for that final character, as well as we can see just kind of how much damage Jam does. He absolutely dominated last stock. I feel like he's very much feeling himself, very confident in kind of how everything's going, with kind of the knowing when to throw out projectiles and kind of ordering his projectiles very well.
Right, and focusing a lot on that neutral game again with the projectiles, I think it was very interesting how Jam was able to acknowledge, hey, a lot of these timings are getting me punished. If I throw out the crown here, he just expects it. It's a positioning game that both of them are playing rather than a tempo game from what we saw at the beginning. I know I love bringing up my Smash concepts again, but I think conceptually that game very much focuses on the concept of positioning. Now, positioning, you might ask, isn't that a shooter term? Isn't that about me staying around the corner when my DPS pushes up in Overwatch and gets themselves shot out by even just the supports?
I mean, the answer is yes still.
The answer is yes. But
if there's a corner in Smash Ultimate, I'm going by that corner.
Well, you're camping the corner in Smash Ultimate?
I'm camping the corner. If there's a wall and there's we're on Palutana's temple. Do you think I'm not going towards that
Yeah,
wall and
yeah.
I'm picking up a small character? I'm picking up like Pichu, and I'm sitting under that corner. I'm just like hiding and like, please don't hurt me. And like it works. Like, what are you gonna do to fight a small rat in a corner?
I mean,
But
pick a stage
unfortunately,
without walls.
yeah, I was gonna
Let me
say
tell you.
there is no legal stages with walls and floor right next to it. Kalos Tech has walls, but like we don't talk about Kalos here. Um,
He's weird about it. I don't know. Just forgive him, chat.
yeah, forgive me. Kalos trauma. Uh,
But positioning again, I want to bring up. It's so important to acknowledge where your opponent is on the stage because even just a step further, and Incineroar would have been putting himself into a position where he could get punished for. Excuse me, for trying to counter the crown, put himself in a position where he couldn't react to crown, and Jam chose to take advantage of that during the later stocks. Instead of just throwing out crown in neutral, something he can usually do very safely, one, throw it as far away from his opponent as possible as to make sure it is as safe as possible, choosing to take a dash forward and then throw it out, because if Incineroar tries to throw out a dash attack, a forwarder, he's going to get clipped by the crown before he can do anything, and K-Rool has super armor, meaning he's going to be able to follow up on the crown.
yes, and we've gotten confirmation that the final character is going to be Terry. And we are going to Hollow Bastion, which is going to be that like little bit of a closer stage, kind of very much against what the Incineroar had with a lot of room. Hollow Bastion is going to be a much closer stage where I think the Terry is going to run up and want to press buttons.
Oh, I love
Which,
pressing
yes,
buttons.
I love pressing buttons too, but Terry does specifically a great job with it, with just having a lot of pressure that goes into jab, and jab on most characters isn't that threatening. On Terry, it is because Terry can cancel like jab into side B, into most likely you're going to see a lot of power dunks, which is going to be the down B. Technically not the down B, but kind of the down B. Yeah.
Right. If you were here for the beginning of this broadcast, we are Terry specifically, I apologize, has the ability to hit confirm very easily, even on Wi-Fi, having so long to react to when his moves hit, plus having the movement options to get in very easily. Now, we were talking about that in specifically the regards of Pandora's Villager, I believe, but K-Rool is no different. He has a big body. He's going to be very vulnerable to Terry's dash-ins, jump-ins, and the his ability to maneuver around projectiles. Now, that was a little crazy how quickly he was able to get in off of that crack shoot on round start.
Me when I just have a better taunt.
Exactly. Coming out, going to be able to get Jam, going to be able to catch him for landing quite a lot. Trying to throw a lot of these attack options out of disadvantage. Well, Jam does not care about it. He has those belly armors.
Beautiful stock from Jam. I love his decision not to run back, grab the crown, and instead just run up and take advantage of that great stage positioning and carry off stage. And that was able to take the stock right there. That was an amazing decision by Jam to kind of like see that opportunity and just take huge advantage of it and keep Terry out of Go Sauce.
I would even say that was a calculated risk by him, acknowledging that the Terry's going to think that Jam is going to go and run back for the crown, and choosing to go for that heavy down air read and get that stock. Now, unfortunately, Terry going to be able to get that turnaround jab into power dunk. He's going to take the stock at like 140%, but Jam was able to take one. That's all you need. In this specific situation, if you were even able to take one on their last player, that puts the next counter pick Sended on such a huge advantage.
Yeah, it's just you feel much less comfortable if like knowing you have to make a comeback already.
Absolutely. Now, who do we think is going to be the counter pick here?
Pandora.
Pandora? We don't think it's going to be Rave or Camaraderie?
I was
those are three characters.
I was thinking about Camaraderie, and I was thinking just big body. He's gonna live a while, but at the same time, like you aren't going to be able to SDI out of any Terry combos whatsoever. You're just kind of eating whatever you want. And I don't think, although Caleb's very good, I don't think Tough Guy does particularly amazing into any of it. Actually, Tough is jab. What am I saying? Bowser's a good decision.
Yeah, Bowser would be a great decision here. I also agree. I particularly don't believe that Pandora is going to be the right send-in here. Just because Pandora is not going to have a lot of great movement utility, Terry's going to be able to hit confirm a lot of his jabs and such. Because Villager has a really bad roll, she doesn't have the options to get away from him. Just keep him out with the slingshot and the Lloyd, even though they lose to Terry Nair. If you believe it or not.
Yeah, you fooled me earlier today by saying, "Oh yeah, Pandora does good into everything," and like,
well, she does okay into Terry. That's her biggest. That's her weakest matchup.
Yeah, no, I fully get that. So now I guess the more I think about it, and my brain just had to think for just a little bit more in the moment, which is kind of frightening. But yeah, no, I do think Camaraderie is probably a very good decision. I also think you talked about Rave. I still think I'd probably like Caleb more or Camaraderie more for that decision, just because a tough guy and making sure that I don't know if you can down tilt Bowser. I think you probably could.
Probably.
Um,
It's
but
carry down tilt.
it's quite a bit riskier, and I think you could probably up that as Bowser if it is on shield. But Rave is going to be able to just kind of out button in those kind of like mid ranges where that Terry really wants to throw out these nairs. I'm pretty sure. Gosh, why do I think Terry Fair is going to beat Ness Nair? But
It's long and it's intangible.
as long
So
as it's tangible, it probably would.
I probably would.
Yeah, but I think generally, other than maybe Fair, which Terry doesn't get too much off of in most situations.
Well, unless you're like cracked at the game, then it becomes like this super auto killer that like
Yeah.
takes you to 80% or kills you off the fly.
Yeah, I've seen some clips that that move is hard to combo with, but if you're in the right situation, that move slaughters.
If you have the capabilities, which we wouldn't know. And yeah, Ness is coming out here, a character that has the ability to wall out his opponents with large aerials and control the ground with those PK fires. Now, I don't know. I don't really know what to say. I've never seen this matchup. I've never thought about this matchup before. This could be super winning for Ness. This could be super winning for Terry.
I think the big things that come to mind is that Terry has bad recovery.
Mm-hmm.
So Yo-Yo probably does wonders in this matchup. And the other thing that is Terry has to approach.
Terry
which
does
I think
have to approach.
Because of PSI Magnet. I think Terry just generally already wants to approach. I don't really think Terry really wants to do any like stay back and just kind of watch, but I think that Terry is going to do a lot of just jump in nairs and fairs specifically, and just find any way to get in.
I do want to say, my boy Rave on the camera, he was very excited coming into this matchup. I believe this might be something he's experienced with. It's something you brought up very early into the broadcast, is that a lot of Miami White has experience against Terry.
And this is one of the few that I don't think does.
Well, as long as he's confident.
Yeah.
Catching a lot of the options Terry's trying to get in with, taking that early percentage lead, going to be able to find F smash, not quite going to be able to kill there. Looking for an edge guard, potentially. No, trying to catch the power dunk with a dash attack. Ooh!
Yeah. Buster's right through it.
Buster Wolf going to be able to get through. Ness's PK Fire gets
Yeah.
caught by the power geyser, and that's going to be Ness's first stock. Harry, again, having infinite supers whenever he reaches 100%, going to be able to just throw it out straight. Ness's moves no longer beat out his approaches. He's in a scary position.
Yeah, I was going to say, that was a misinputted go move I'm pretty sure I saw from him.
Ooh, and it catching it. Ness trying to recover back to ledge just outside of the range, but Terry's going to be able to catch it. Down tilt, F tilt, crack shoot coming out here, going to be able to deal 33%. Ness stuck at ledge here. This is his last stock of Miami University game 1 at 33%. Looking for the yo-yo here. Is he going to be able to catch it? Not
just
quite.
I think the big thing is that Rave's trying to play with Terry at go the exact same way he played with Terry at 0.
Exactly.
You cannot just throw out random aerials like at a safe distance because Terry has options to punish it.
Trying to react Magnet. The fireball going to be able to catch the air dodge with an up smash. Terry no longer at go. As you were saying before, Rave is going to be able to get a lot more off of this very early on, but will he be able to take the stock?
I was gonna say I love that PSI Magnet there. Almost got the confirm, and that would have taken it. So just now being very careful, and you know that this Terry really loves his B buttons.
Absolutely.
He's been using them a ton, and you know he's looking for a crack shoot or a burn knuckle right now. That's kind of what he wants to take it right now. And it's just kind of like, can you outweight it, and can you throw out a
Ooh, falling out of the rising tackle. Ness is going to be able to find that PK Fire in neutral at 99.4%. 0.6%, and Terry's going to be able to get go. Doesn't matter, down tilt into down B.
Yeah, it was weak, so he's still going to be alive.
Oh, at 140%. Rave at his last stock of Miami University game 1. Back airs coming out. Terry looking for any final kill. Not willing to get hit, though, to get the go moves.
Hey, now let's go.
Back air, strong hit, going to send Terry back off stage.
And
the up smash!
Yeah.
That's going to be game 1, Miami University White. Nail biter.
Nail biter. Oh, it's one of those situations that Terry with Go Sauce is such a scary character. And I think that Rave did learn a lot from that match. I think he would feel much more confident going in another time because I think he realized that he got punished from a ton of he got him to Go Sauce, and once he got Go Sauce, I probably shouldn't call it Go Sauce, but I like Go Sauce.
Would you mind elaborating on what Ghost Sauce is for the viewers at home
So
who
Go
may not?
Sauce is once you're over at 100%, you get access to 2 new moves, and those 2 moves are going to be, actually, I don't know what they're called.
They are Buster Wolf
Buster
and
Wolf,
Power
yeah.
Geyser.
Buster Wolf and Power Geyser. I was blanking on Buster Wolf. But they are incredibly powerful moves that can kill at like 80-70% near ledge. Can be comboed into, and they're just incredible tools. They also have a little bit of armor. They're just incredible tools that are pretty much his comeback mechanic. His comeback mechanic is going to have those very powerful moves, and when you get above Terry above that like very high percent, you just have to be very careful about how you approach and what you're willing to be hit by.
Mhm.
I think that Rave had a very successful strategy going into that first stock with a bunch of aerials, kind of in that distance that that Terry kind of wants to use like a side B or a backside B. Back B? What is that?
Just crack shoot.
Yeah, just crack shoot. That works. Um but you just kind of run into some issues when you kind of have that same strategy because now you can just armor through with like a Buster Wolf and just if
Even a
you
Power Geyser.
assume they're coming in from like a corner, you can just Power Geyser. And that was Rave got caught by that like he got like 5 times, maybe more than that. But he got caught by a few of those, and once you get caught by a few of those, your stock's already gone because it does 30%, like without getting into a combo, and with a combo, it's like 40%. It is very much a very quick. If you make a few mistakes, as we saw, he was very ahead, and then he was very losing very quickly.
Now, thank you so much for tuning in to Miami University's White Smash Game 1. We will be back with Games 2 and potentially 3 if it comes down to that, but we will be doing Caster Switch right now. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be back in about 5 to 10 minutes, honestly.
Yes, thank you very much.
Don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere.
Do not go anywhere.
This is not a threat, it's a statement. But do not go
leave.
anywhere.
You want to watch Smash Bros.
Yes.
You need to learn from Miami's greatest. Awesome. Hello and welcome back to Miami University White Smash team versus Southern Miss. My name is Spencer Palpa McCrae.
And I'm Keegan Logic Clap.
And welcome back. What an exciting game one. Nail biter situation. Miami coming in up a stock, but Rave unable to figure out how to deal with Go Meter. Barely claws back a comeback after, what was it, 140% against the Terry?
Yeah, it was pretty high.
Yeah, any move after that going to be able to take Rave out in Miami take away Miami's game one. Luckily enough, was able to clutch it with a neutral get up read using the yo-yo. Were you excited? Did you see that?
I was pretty excited. I don't know if you could heard me, but I also popped off and yelled. So sorry for anybody that heard me, but it was really worth it.
Shout out to everyone that heard Keegan. You're a real knower for knowing who the real fans are. Speaking of real fans, you're the real fan. You're showing up day in, day out. This is a one-match special. This isn't a doubleheader. You don't need a doubleheader to incentivize you to come in. You're just excited to support and watch Miami White in their gameplay endeavors. Now, sorry, oh my goodness. Varsity Premier coming out here. Miami White 4-0 at the moment. If they win this one, they're going to come into the playoff matches without losing a single set. Now, that would be very exciting, as it would more than likely mean that they're going to be first seed. I'm not exactly sure. Seeing a PS2 start. Ooh,
Yeah.
we're coming into the game real quick. It looks like we won't be curious for much longer. It's going to be Sephiroth versus Sonic on PS2. AJ with his signature Sonic now, transitioning from Inkling earlier on in the year, now exclusively playing Sonic, primarily as a starter for Miami University. Again, Sonic being such a good character to send into just about anyone, meaning he's going to have an advantage whenever playing in these crew battle situations. Even though you don't know who is going to be your opponent, you can nearly guarantee you're going to have a winning matchup.
Yeah, Sonic really just does not have many losing matchups, and when the ones that are losing aren't like big losing matchups, it's almost even. But sending in AJ, I feel like is a really smart decision. Sonic, I agree with everything you said, but you have to think about how Miami was able to adapt from last game, because it was really close and a nail biter, and you don't really want to have that happen again, because it's one mistake that could have changed the entire outcome. So you can't help to think what is going through Miami's head right now.
And I do want to bring up an amazing conversion coming out from AJ at the moment, doing that up air into an instant turnaround double jump back air. Extremely technically difficult, especially in a Wi-Fi situation, recognizing that Sephiroth got hit. Even though it has a lot of lag, he'll be able to react to the hit confirm, but Sephiroth doing a fully charged neutral B. AJ going to be able to neutral get up during the in-between iframes, safely get back to ledge. Edge card with the forwarder, I think it was?
It was the spring that hit him, the last thing that hit him.
Oh my goodness, I have eyes yet I cannot see. Thank you so much, Keegan, I appreciate it. We're seeing AJ play a little bit more safe now. He has a stock advantage. He knows that Sephiroth's going to need to play into him. Sephiroth coming for the early dash attack, predicting that the spin dash is in his future, being correct about it. F-tilt coming out, shielding the spin dash again, looking for that neutral B kill. AJ's at 117%, meaning he is going to come down to any one of these neutral Bs. Sephiroth has a plethora of kill moves, and that neutral B2 is going to be able to take it.
Yeah, luckily, sadly, AJ wasn't able to keep the stock lead and not able to get any percent. But it looks like AJ is bringing it back pretty fast, doing 73 damage, unprecedented. But he has to watch out, because enough damage and Sephiroth will be in one-winged angel mode, which is very dangerous to be around, which is right now.
Correct. Fun fact about Sephiroth, his one-winged angel form comes in inconsistently. Now, you may expect a specific threshold similar to the Terry that we saw before, but it comes based off of number of stocks you and your opponent have, as well as their percent, I believe, which is very odd and difficult to track.
Yeah, definitely. It's really an unpredictable factor, but when it is out, it's really scary. He gets an extra jump, he gets armor on some of his moves, and he just gets faster and more damage. But looks like AJ was able to deal with that pretty well, being able to take a stock, and looks like he is able to keep up the pressure, not letting Sephiroth have any time to think. Sephiroth's a sword guy, so he has these big range and big moves, but the problem is the amount of I think startup lag and end lag on some of these moves, that he can't just be throwing them out, especially against a fast character like Sonic, who is able to punish when you send out a laggy move.
Absolutely. Neutral got coming out here, trying to roll past it and successfully doing so. Sonic is now trying to reestablish his stage presence. Sephiroth trying to go for a down tilt. Spin dash beating it out, forward air beating out the down air. Sonic at ledge, trying to see what kind of read he can make, looking for the roll, not quite going to be able to find it. Dash attack late, still going to be able to clip the Sephiroth, looking for the edge guard, nothing happening as of yet. Sonic looking for the down B spin dash roll in. Sephiroth running just past him. Unfortunately, not going to be able to find any of these moves. These players are running circles around one another. AJ at the higher stock lead, despite them both being at similar percents, meaning he's going to be the advantage. Unfortunately, using his neutral B into the fire.
Yeah, the neutral B is pretty inconsistent. I wouldn't say he was at the right range where it would have locked on Sephiroth. And when it doesn't lock on, it pretty much just goes straight to the ground, which was really inconvenient because there happened to be a very big explosion right there, which taking the stock. But not is all over with the forward smash to take the stock, giving Miami the lead.
Absolutely punishing the F smash roll read. Sephiroth really trying to make sure that he can get that early percentage using the F smash and then continue beating down AJ. Now, AJ was able to figure that out, see that he was throwing out F smash in the wrong direction, and punish him accordingly. Exciting match.
Yeah, it was a good match so far.
Not really much to say on that match in particular, just because not a whole lot of special things happened. But we are going to see AJ on one stock left now, and we're wondering, what character do you think is going to be sent in to counter a Sonic?
The thing is that since it's Sonic, there's not really any good counter picks. I would say that they pretty much have, but I feel like they're probably thinking about whoever they send in to try to beat AJ. If they're how well can they counterpick the rest of the team? So they have characters like Banjo. Banjo's pretty good against Sonic with the projectiles, I feel like, and also just for the rest of Miami Smash, I feel like Banjo is a good job. So I feel like Banjo might be up there. I know Earbuds was their anchor last time. I don't know if they want to keep him as the anchor or try to send him out early, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him out. But so far, I feel like there's not really a clear decision to go against Sonic, but I feel like they're more thinking about what's the best counter pick for the entire Miami team if they take AJ stock.
Now, I personally disagree. I believe there is a clear choice here with the Terry. Terry being a notably faster character, his lack of range doesn't matter as much because it will stuff out Sonic's negative disjoint in his spin dashes, meaning that whenever Terry gets in, he's going to be able to get in more consistently. He's going to be able to get in and hit harder because he's one of those brawler archetype characters that once they get in, they deal a lot of damage, as we were able to see against Rave. And he's going to be able to kill early with his go meter. Again, Sonic not going to have the best kill options, although he has a scary back air, and a scary, spin dash into forward air. Those are his only real options to kill at earlier percents, rather more so focusing on getting those F tilts, finding those back airs at higher percent mid stage. You're never really going to see Sonic kill extremely early very consistently. Now, Terry loves to see that with his go meter, as we were talking before, referred to as go sauce. He's going to be able to find those opportunities, those options to get those kills at early percent, maybe a jab, a down tilt, a spin dash into a Buster Wolf, and that's just killing Sonic anywhere on the stage at about 80.
Yeah, Terry definitely has some destructive power. Even when he doesn't have go meter, a lot of the input moves are really good. He has a lot of good combo games. I feel like Terry's, even though he has such a powerful go meter, and when he gets to 100, I feel like he's always has that type of kill power that's something to worry about, even when he doesn't have go. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him. The only reason why I didn't say him is because he was the anchor last game, and it was pretty close to last game, so I wouldn't be surprised if they're still thinking about if they're sending him in early or if they want to still keep him as an anchor.
Absolutely. I do believe that another great option into this, maybe the Falcon. Falcon having a surprisingly even matchup with Sonic, again, for very similar reasons. Falcon being one of the fastest characters on the ground, meaning that he's going to be able to catch up to Sonic whenever he doesn't get that momentum that he needs. If Sonic tries to run away and set up one of his spin dashes again, Falcon's still going to be there riding his tail and going to be able to punish if he tries to go for anything too risky with too much startup. Something people don't know about Sonic is that he has a lot of startup on their moves. And of course, the reason being they don't know is because they can't catch up. He's the fastest thing alive. But In this situation for specifically Captain Falcon and Terry, they're both going to be able to get in. They're both going to be able to catch the Sonic. And they're both going to be able to punish him accordingly. Now, something else we have to consider in sending a counter pick character is that the Sonic only has one stock. So realistically, you want to find somebody that'll guarantee counter the Sonic that isn't too valuable of a counter pick character that meaning that you won't be able to, find a different character later on that Miami University sends in that you'll be able to counter, or potentially um, get really hard counterpicked by someone at Miami. We know that we haven't seen particularly hard counterpick characters from Miami's rosters with the Incineroar, with the K-Roll, with the Ness, all of them being generally pretty good characters, but not ones that you'll counterpick with. Now, we see the Sora coming out, Sora being a particularly good character into AJ. Sonic doing especially well last time. Although I do believe, yeah, he won that one. He won that one. So just choosing to play that consistent play. Hey, we want to make sure we can get a character that does not lose to the person coming in. We want to make sure we take that one stock without losing any of our own.
Yeah, definitely. I couldn't remember what's the name of the Sora player. It's the
I believe it is the is that the Tangela guy? I think it's the Tangela guy. Yeah, no Tangelo.
Yeah, he doesn't have the notes that we were given. We don't really have much data on him but what I saw from the side, he actually did pretty well against our team, being able to take on both. I think it was both. I'm still trying to remember. It was wasn't it Whippy? He played against Jam. He played against AJ. He actually is pretty good considering all of the different matchups he had to go against.
Absolutely. And we're seeing AJ do particularly well into this, taking his last stock as far as possible. Sora at 100 or at 118% now, I apologize. Any strong hit from Sonic is going to be able to do it. Scary position to be in, especially as the player where, hey, we want to make sure that we don't lose any stocks as the guy with 3 stocks coming in. Well, Sonic is literally jumping on your head. He is so comfortable in getting it and weaving out. Sora going for the F smash, nothing found. Going for the jab. The last jab going to be able to hit the Sonic off stage. Thundaga coming out, trying to grab as a punish, not quite going to be able to hit it, though that is a correct punish. If you do get hit by Thundaga, hit one, you are able to true punish it with a grab of some kind, with, I believe, every single character. Now, will it be more difficult with certain characters? Of course, but that's another point of this. Grab coming out here, trying to get as many pummels as possible to ensure that the back throw kills. Taking that first stock, Miami University is going to have a stock advantage and a counter pick advantage at minimum. Now, AJ could absolutely take this a little bit further. Yeah, Southern misses. Sora feeling so compelled as to throw out a lot of kill options to just try and pray that he can find where Sonic is going to be. One of the slippiest characters in the game, just because he's so fast.
Yeah, definitely. You can definitely tell that AJ's playing a little bit better here. Unfortunately, was taken out by the Thundaga, but he already did a lot more than he did last game. Able to take a stock and still keep the lead and also have the counter pick for next round. So I feel like he did really good that round.
Absolutely. Funny thing. Oh my goodness, I apologize. Sorry to anyone's ears I offended, but something he did that he was caught by a lot previous matches was the Thundaga getting caught off stage trying to recover high or immediately back to ledge, and he just died for it. And that's something we saw at the very end of that. Luckily, going to be able to get the stock on Sora before that becomes relevant, but something to note, some consistencies in the matchup that the Sora was able to find and exploit against AJ.
Yeah, definitely. But now with Miami with the counter pick and the Sora only having 2 stocks, we have to consider the counter pick. For the counter pick, I feel like we have a lot of good options. But I feel like with Sora specifically, last time we sent out Whippy, didn't we? And it didn't go as planned, but
Who did we send out? I'll look that up real quick.
I'm pretty sure we sent out Whippy, didn't we?
Um,
Yeah, we sent out Whippy, but I feel like Pandora being sent out is actually a really good Sora trying to be in the air most of the time, slingshot, and we've seen Pandora's unique style of just being able to adapt to any play style, being able to play safe, far away with slingshot and projectiles, and being able to abuse the really good up front moves like jab, nair. I feel like Pandora is a really good player to send out.
Now, I would agree. I do believe Pandora is going to have a little bit of difficulty dealing with Sora's disjoints. Villager specifically going to have a difficult time I apologize. Oh my goodness. Having a lot of these stubbier moves like the jab, the nairs, Sora's going to be able to stuff those out with his longer range moves, the F tilts, the forward airs, the uh, neutral airs, even. Uh, my thoughts are just so jumbled right now. Sora has a disjoint. He's going to be able to do better into Villager, but because he's very floaty, this might be the angle that Miami's choosing to go for. Only being in 2 stocks here means the character they send in will be significant. You want to find a character that's consistently going to do well without much thought for who might come after, just because securing those 2 stocks are going to be so important. And Pandora's also not going to be able to find the counter pick Banjo, something that Miami University White could have been doing a little bit earlier with saving Pandora specifically for the Banjo. If the Banjo comes out, well, he didn't. And that means the Banjo is very likely not going to be coming out this game either, meaning that the Pandora send in earlier is going to be a wise option. Now, I hope you could follow all of that logic because, or not logic, the person, logic like the thought I was having, because it's a very 1-2, what if they do this? Well, then we have to do this, and then we respond with that. It's pretty simple when you break it down, but I hope that it made sense because I can get a little bit tangled in my thoughts.
Yeah, I feel like that definitely made sense. Sending out Pandora not for only this match, but if Pandora does succeed, sending out Pandora for the next match is a really good decision. We did get stage confirmation that is going to be small battlefield. I don't really know how well that is a map for Villager. I know Kalos is their best map, so it is a shame that they didn't get Kalos. But I don't know how well the map is gonna, how much the stage is gonna be at play here.
Well, to be honest, Villager does fine on any stage. Kalos being notably a good one because of the walls. Small battlefield being fine as well. Villager's going to have those platforms to play under, maybe trying to play a little bit closer to force Sora to get uncomfortable with some of that. It's a little bit less of space. Now, Sora going to be SDing the first stock. 2 stocks against 3. Pandora is trying to find an early dash attack, trying to see if the Sora is going to dash in early. Does dash in early, sends Pandora off stage. Unfortunately, the dash attack just didn't come to fruition. Pandora playing at ledge somewhere that she's a little bit more that her character is a little bit more comfortable with as opposed to other characters. Just because she has timing mix-ups, she has the ability to throw out slingshot from under ledge. She is still a threat even with as little space as it is. Now, falling nair into the jab. That's something Pandora is going to want to focus on just because it comes in from that 45-degree angle above Sora. Tree coming out, Sora playing a little bit risky right in front of it, and Pandora just choosing to rip it. What an amazing option from her. Lloyd coming out, going to be able to get a slingshot. Sora still being able to punish the end lag of it with a jab. Trying to get a grab in, not quite going to be able to do it. Pocketing Thundaga number 2. Not going to be a great option just because Thundaga number 2 doesn't do a ton of damage and doesn't do a ton of knockback. Plus that awkward projectile angle coming out, meaning that it won't be an effective option to pocket. Now, specifically going for it again, maybe Pandora knows a combo that I may not. Probably puts them into a lot of end lag, reading the roll in, going to be able to get that bowling ball. Sora at 67%. Pandora choosing to play a little bit behind now at ledge, getting hit by the side B. Sora still standing comfortably at the same percent, getting clipped by Thundaga. Pandora losing her first stock. Lloyd coming out here. Forward air, nothing quite of it. Lloyd again forcing Sora to throw out a counter there instead of jumping, catching Pandora for trying to jump in after it. Slingshot coming out, getting countered successfully, not going to be able to punish the counter. Trying to run off, do a back air, not quite. Ledger's a little bit sticky in this game, so if you're trying to learn ultimate, just be aware that, hey, if you're trying to run off a ledge, it might be a little difficult because sometimes it just doesn't work.
This entire match, every time you say slingshot, the ironic thing is that Sora has a tech called slingshotting, so every time you mention slingshot, I completely forget which character you're mentioning. But so far, I feel like Pandora is really running away with this game. The triple turnoff able to get it out, but Miami University is going to be up 2 stocks now with Pandora still in with 2 stocks of her own. I feel like Pandora played that game really well.
Right, going to be able to secure Miami University White a solid advantage. Now, what do you send into a Pandora? My personal opinion, you send in Terry.
Is that for Miami's sake or
No, no, it's
mm,
for Southern Miss's sake.
okay? I
Terry is going to have a very is not a great matchup. I'm not gonna lie, and none of these matchups are great. But uh, Southern Miss, that's gonna be their best matchup realistically. A Terry, plus it does wonders in countering Pandora's specific choice of play style. Pandora choosing to play a little either more at ledge or right inside of your face. Well, Terry excels at both. Terry wants you to play more at ledge because that allows for more ledge trapping opportunities for him. With his automatic turnaround, it allows for him to cover multiple options at once. Villager has a bad roll. Again, even further emphasizing Terry's dominance at ledge against Pandora, even though Pandora does, or not Pandora, Villager, even though Villager has the opportunity to throw out a myriad of projectiles, she's going to have to land at ledge eventually. She's going to have to get off eventually, making for these make or break situations where if as long as Terry's able to play defensively enough at ledge, he's going to be able to get that reversal option, catch it, and then get more damage off of it. Also, Pandora specifically having a playstyle that heavily favors getting in. You saw that coming in on the 45 with the Nair and getting that rapid jab. Well, Pandora loves to do things like that, get those heavy reads. Terry loves if you want to get in versus him, especially as a character without as big as hitboxes as Villager is known to have. Villager only really has that back air to try and keep Terry out, and that is it. Having a long startup, Terry's going to be able to either get a jump in, get a dash in, and punish Pandora for only sending out one. Uh, and I believe I missed that. Prod had confirmed which character came in.
yeah, we're still waiting, but you say that since Southern Miss doesn't really have a good matchup, which is kind of surprising considering that Villager is considerably low on the tier list. It's actually surprising that all of Southern Miss doesn't have a lot of good options, but I'm gonna have to take your word for it as the Villager man. But if I had to see someone go out, I feel like I would like a Falcon. That would be pretty cool. The Falcon's pretty fun to watch overall, and I feel like just being up close and fast is also really good against villagers sometimes.
Tier lists do not matter when it comes into a crew battle format. Let me tell ya, the worst character in the game can absolutely find the opportunity to thrive. Even if they do end up being a little bit of a worse character, as long as you're able to properly position them, like Miami University White has been able to properly position Pandora here, it doesn't matter where they are on the tier list because they'll just have a myriad of good matchups, which means a myriad of good options, which means a myriad of good interactions between opponents. I
Mm.
love the word myriad. If you can't tell, it's like my vocab word of the day. I absolutely love how it just like rolls off the tongue.
It also just sounds fancy.
It does sound
Also,
fancy. I sound very bougie for saying it.
yeah, but I guess you're pretty much right. It's a really different environment playing online compared to in person. You have to be able to handle the lag and just how different you have to play. I feel like Miami's a really good in person. You can definitely tell the difference when they're online, but still Miami has been able to pull out a lot of good wins. But with what you said about the tier list, I feel like yes, it is true, and it does matter about the player. But I feel like the tier list is a really good thing to just base off. Like you don't, if you know nothing about the player, if you if you just don't know anything about the player, it's a good thing to base like tier lists and matchups on.
Right, right. Now we are seeing Incineroar here, the slowest character in the game, meaning that Pandora is going to throw out a lot of slingshots here, and she's not going to get punished for them very often, except for the occasional revenge. Now, revenge being the biggest X factor in this matchup allows Incineroar to get a lot of damage very quickly, while also, refuting the damage that Pandora tries to throw out. Nair coming out, Incineroar trying to get the grab on Pandora, just losing that rock, paper, scissors. But that allows Pandora to set up a lot more stage positioning, throw out the Lloyd, which gets a little bit of extra damage. Pandora throwing out slingshots does not mind, giving the Incineroar rage stacks. Coming in with the Nair there, very risky. Again, this play style that we see, Pandora loves getting in. She wants to get her options, looking for the shield break there. Oh my goodness, very, very risky. Incineroar getting another rage counter, or revenge counter online, going for the shield break, going to be able to confirm the kill. No matter what Incineroar did there after the tree had grown, Pandora was going to be able to kill immediately after. What a great play we saw there.
That was pretty good, honestly. Keeping he was pretty much locked. If he held shield, his shield would have broken, and he let go and he got hit by the axe. I feel like that was something that Pandora really specializes in, taking advantage of really unique moments from time to time.
Absolutely, those spaghetti situations can be scary, but Pandora knows how to play in them very adeptly, might I add. Incineroar are going to be able to hit the down tilt, not getting the forward tilt confirmed that we're so used to seeing afterwards, just not reacting in time. Hit confirming, a very important option in this game. Trae coming out, Incineroar a little bit scared of what may happen after that, choosing to roll out rather than playing that spaghetti situation, as you brought up earlier. Now, Incineroar are going to be able to find that revenge boosted forward air, which you can turn that into a Pokemon phrase, you know? Revenge 3-stack, super effective Oko's villager.
Whippy would appreciate that joke. But so far, I feel like Villager has learned to when just to take her time, especially when Incineroar has revenge. I feel like she's a lot more careful overall. Incineroar did get the grab, but she's been playing really careful this entire game. And when Incineroar is in like a really weak state, she takes advantage of that and tries to get up close and try to change up a play style just to take something. An unfortunate SDI from the Incineroar, but it's now 1-1 each.
Yes, I a very unfortunate SD from the Incineroar. I did want to bring up how Pandora's choosing to play a little bit less careful here, try to mix up that tempo, play a lot more volatile than I think the Incineroar is going to be used to seeing a villager play. A very smart option. I mean, if I'm consistently expecting the villager to throw out projectiles and then all of a sudden they're in my face immediately trying to put me into a combo that sends me straight to ledge, I'd be afraid as well. Now, Incineroar not being able to find the option that gets him in versus Pandora. Pandora just doing the very simple Lloyd covering the ground and 2 covering the jump with Slingshot. It's the 1-2. It's your peanut butter and jelly on Villager, right?
Yeah, definitely. You can definitely tell that the Incineroar is having a tough time trying to get in against Ivy.
Now, not going to be able to hit the bowling ball, but amazing dash attack coming out from Ivy. Oh my goodness, that kills Pandora,
That's
unfortunately.
like one of the strongest back throws, I'm pretty sure.
Strongest back throw in the game.
Yeah, one of.
Definitely top 3.
It's definitely top 3. It's
Definitely
up there.
top 3. And now I believe that should be NES, Dr. Mario, and Incineroar for top 3, no? Top 3 strongest back throws?
No, I think you're
Yeah.
right. Ness, Dr. Mario, and Sin. I think that's right. Most likely.
Now, My Me Brawler specifically has a really strong back throw because of his ability to throw. Yeah, he just has a great ability to throw. I don't know why My Me is like freakishly strong in that regard, but you know, you got to represent the player. So I guess freakishly strong if it's to. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm sorry, man.
It's okay. It's okay. But Ivy was able to take 2 stocks off the Incineroar, making it 4-6. 4-6. I think it's 4-6. Yeah.
Yeah, it should be 4-6. Southern Miss only having 2 players left. One of their players going to be on 1 stock, and an Incineroar at that. I'm curious who Miami University is going to send in as a counter pick here. I don't know if they're going to send out the Incineroar. He may be familiar with this matchup, but I don't believe he's that familiar where he's going to want to challenge somebody mano-y-mano, one-on-one.
Ensign Diff. I want to see the Ensign Diff. But if we are being all serious on who we want to send in, we still think that most likely their Terry is still going to be their anchor. So, but the thing is, that's really predictable. And since we have the counter pick, we can kind of try to go off of that. So we got to send in someone that is really good against Terry and is most likely going to be able to finish off this Ensign. I feel like we did really well with Rave. So I feel like we could see that again. And still have another counter pick just to make sure.
Right, possibly as an anchor, we could see Rave to fight that Terry again. As you were mentioning earlier, Rave getting a lot of adaptation at the very end, specifically understanding, hey, when he has go, this is what I want to do. We want to be playing a little bit less in the air, a little less committal. And when we see he doesn't have go, we do want to throw out more of those preemptive moves that we are saving when he does. I know I didn't explain that particularly well, but Rave potentially in the back line as an anchor again. Who do you send in against Incineroar? Maybe we do see the Whippy counter pick. Even though Southern Miss does have the option of, or not even option, they have the experience fighting against Incineroar, and so they're going to understand how to punish his moves, how to bait out some of these options, as we saw before when Sephiroth came out against Whippy's Incineroar.
Yeah, definitely. And you have to think about the other characters that we have. I mean, we have King K. Rool and we have Camaraderie on Bowser. The thing is, the thing is that those are really big characters, and Terry would really appreciate a big character that likes to get in a lot, try to combo off of them. So I feel like we can't really send any of those. Whippy would be all fun and games for the instant diff, but I did get confirmation that it is going to be Rave. So I kind of got the read there on how they want to try to get the ins and out. And if they do send Terry, Rave already has a lot of experience with and a lot of things to learn from that match. So I feel like Rave. Oh, there's Rave. There he is.
He's very excited to play. I know Rave. He's saying hi to the casters. He knows what
Hi,
he's doing.
Rave.
But instead we're going to be on one stock here. I'm very surprised to see the Rave pick. I'm wondering if maybe they're choosing to play Rave a little bit more on the back line this time, knowing that he has the potential to lose a stock. I mean, he has the potential to lose 3, but more likely than not, will not lose all 3. More likely than not, either going to lose 0 or 1. And knowing that the Terry is adjusted to him, so maybe sending him on less stocks and then sending somebody else on more stocks could be advantageous. Now, Miami University at a huge stock lead, being 6-4. I mean, Southern Miss is going to have to crawl back at least a little bit. Now, even percents now, Insumer are going to have a little bit of revenge online, not anymore. Going to be able to hit a forward air. I don't know how to commentate this, I'll be honest. Ness is just throwing out a lot of aerials, being very preemptive, making sure that Incineroar can't get in, but Incineroar is just kind of bouncing around, jumping. Sometimes a little bit of missed movement, as we just saw there, is going to allow Rave to punish him, but there's not much else going on in terms of analysis, honestly.
There's not really much that Ensign can do here. He has to just be patient and wait because he has. They happen to give Rave a really good stage for Ness, and his ability to have 2 different angling PK fires just makes it so he can pretty much wall off the Incineroar and make it just hard for a character without a projectile or fast movement way to get in to just be able to approach. And I know Ensign is trying to approach, but all the projectiles that Rave is just sending out are making it really hard for him.
Ooh, great back air coming out from in the middle of the Lariat. I know if you keep holding your shield against Lariat, you will eventually get shield broken. PK Thunder coming out, tail end of it, going to be able to clip the Incineroar and take the stock. Miami University up 6-3. One entire player against their last player. I mean, Miami University is in such a good position as of now. It's tough to see any sort of play that Southern Miss can pull out. I mean, it's probably just going to be the Terry that we've come to expect.
Yeah, but then again, never count anybody out. We've seen that this Terry does have capabilities of being able to take games, bringing it down to just one interaction to see who would have won the last match. So I feel like the Terry could try to do something, but it's going to be really hard with Miami having 2 people and 2 different characters. So it's going to be pretty hard for him to keep all of his stocks and be able to adapt to just 2 different players.
Absolutely. Now, I am curious who Miami is cooking in the back. If we'll even be able to see it, it is fully possible that Rave is taking these adaptations he saw from last game and just choosing to press forward with them, going, hey, you know what? I did kind of get fucked. I did get
Hey,
messed up a little bit.
swear jar, swear jar.
I did get messed up a little bit that last game, not recognizing when the go meter was out and not properly forming a game plan beforehand. Well, he's been there, done that, and now he should be ready to play against the Terry if he comes out. More than likely he will, as Southern Miss doesn't have very many other players to send in, as well as needing a character that's generally very good into entirety of Miami's roster. Someone like that being Terry, right? Now, I am curious how if Rave is going to choose to adjust his game plan at all. His initial game plan against Go Meter coming out was to play a lot more safe, and we saw the Terry catching a lot of those options even when he was in that, when he was in that adapted game plan. Just because Terry can be very quick, he can get in, and he's going to be able to find those opportunities, catch those defensive options that you may throw out. He's going to punish you, and you're going to lose stock. I mean, not much you can do about it if Terry does get those kind of reads. Ness, very floaty, gonna have a difficult time walling Terry out if he gets caught using a bad aerial, but not much else you can do in that front.
Yeah. But we are gonna have to wait till game. They are thinking about it, about sending in the Terry. The fact that we haven't even gotten a character confirmation or even a stage confirmation, it's kind of concerning. Not to say that the least, but they could be trying someone else. But it's really, I feel like Terry's like the only one that you could send in right now. I mean, Rave has knowledge, but so far the Terry has been their closer and made it pretty close. So I don't know why we're taking so long, but you can't help to feel like they're still trying to cook up something, trying to maybe use a little bit of surprise. Maybe, I mean, you are possibly on your last character, your last player of the match, so you can't help to feel like there's a lot of pressure right now.
It also has the potential of being just prod issues. I know Southern Miss was having production issues in the beginning. They have their own live stream on live. On live. Oh my goodness, I cannot talk anymore. I'm so sorry. I've had quite a bit of a long day today, so I might be making a few more mistakes in talking than usual. All right, so rather than seeing earbuds on Terry, we're going to see earbuds on Robin this time. Robin having the largest nair in the game, a decent sized sword, and a very strong one at that. It's going to allow
Wait, really?
earbuds.
Longest snare?
Yes,
Like it
longest nair in
lasts
the
the
game.
longest?
Nope, in terms of range, it is the longest nair in the game.
Oh,
Like, bar none.
really? Like even better than like Ridley's?
Yes, even bigger than Ridley's.
That's crazy. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, a little fun fact for you at home. For you guys at home. Now, Robin is going to want to assert this long range against Ness. Ness, although he does have those large moves, if Robin's able to find the opportunities where she can, engage with her longer ranged moves, she's going to have a distinct advantage in this matchup. Coming out with the Necrosi, I did not say that right at all, but gonna heal up Robin a little bit. Second PK fire coming out, gonna be able to throw Robin off stage, looking for the air dodge read into up smash. Brave is not able to find anything, instead getting caught by the sword.
No more sword left.
No more sword left. It is
But
coming
it does
back.
charge fast.
Yep, it's coming back online very soon. Gonna be here. Robin looking for an air, nothing quite yet. Down air coming out, not quite gonna be able to find the up air leading up to it. Up smash trading with back air. Ness sent very high up. Robin sent very far away. Gonna get caught by the Thundaga. Not Thundaga. It's not Thundaga. It's the second.
Was it El Thunder? It's El Thunder.
It's not I think it's Arc Thunder. Arc Fire, yeah.
Arc Fire is that, but I'm trying to think of what each Thunder's called. I know there's El Thunder. El Thunder's pretty strong. It is going to be even though, and I find it interesting. It's the battle of the PK Fires. Pretty much both of their side Bs almost have the same kind of property. But so far, I feel like it's a pretty even match so far. I wouldn't say one is particularly leading because both have been able to come back from when they are losing.
Right, now Robin engaging with a lot of long-ranged activities, as you could say, using her sword to force Ness into these positions where he's not as comfortable at. Ness going to be able to find the down air. PK Thunder coming out here. Nefrasi coming out again. Ness going to be able to absorb the Thunder. Just playing a little bit on platform. Both players choosing to play very patient here, except for when they come in. Maybe a little bit of predictable timing even that the other could take advantage of. Not that either player can hear me though, so it doesn't really matter that I'm saying that.
Yeah. But so far it looks like Rave has been able to kind of run away with this so far, but I feel like he's going in a little bit too much. He has the lead, and I feel like he doesn't need to go in as much as he is right now. Trying to get in, like a PK Fire, trying to get a confirm to kill, but so far Rave has had a troubling time. Luckily able to take Robin off stage though.
Absolutely, Rave gonna go for the up smash there, not quite gonna be able to hit the strong hit of it, looking for a neutral get up, nothing happening there. Rave gonna be able to get a nair off into the middle of the stage.
God,
oh my
I hate
goodness.
that down smash. I feel like that down smash is so strong coming from the K-Rule player, but the fact that it hits behind doesn't make any sense to me though.
Sets a wave on the ground. Gonna be able to poke Ness's shield. Both players in neutral again. Center of stage, Rave actually having to make his way in. Unfortunately, positioning himself poorly there means he's going to have to try and make his way out versus, oh my goodness, Robin's myriad of long-ranged options with that sword. Going to be able to absorb the PK Fire.
There we go.
Finding
they're on their last stock of possibly the day.
Yup, finding a Nair right after the Robin throws out a forward smash. He's going to be able to complete it for them. A little snipe with the Arc Thunder, not going to do a whole lot against NACE. Bad air dodge, going to set him up, but Rave knows how to recover from these positions. Double up B is going to set him up right back to ledge.
So far, Rave has been able to adapt pretty well to this Robin. When it was really close at first, Rave has been able to adapt. Luckily, sadly, we are at a 1-1 stock situation. But I feel like both have been playing really well. But I feel like Rave has been definitely playing it a little bit better so far.
Absolutely, and we're seeing the Robin establish their stage control again. Both these characters are just, oh my goodness, going at one another, trying to get as many hits in as possible. Rave spacing out the forwarder, going for the PK Fire, going for the double Nair again. PK Fire coming out here, up smash coming out, going to be able to catch the roll. Robin having particularly bad roll, where not all the time, but depending on certain spacing, Ness is going to be able to catch the roll with an up smash. Now, double jump, magnet coming out here. Double fire, can I be able to catch it? Back air, not powered up. Sword, setting up that perfect spacing. Down smash coming out, nothing lingering.
There we go. Miami is going to take it.
Absolutely.
Undefeated.
Ness at 67%. Going to be able to take the last stock of Southern Miss. This has been the last game before playoffs, which is exciting. Miami University coming into the bracket 5-0, meaning they're undefeated currently.
Yeah, that's really exciting to see. Honestly, they were able to take junior varsity NAC last semester, and now being able to go undefeated and heading to playoffs is a really big achievement for Miami University Team White.
Absolutely. It puts them in a great position to either get the first or second seed, meaning they're going to have to fight the B side's best team last, hopefully in grand finals. But we will have yet to see that as more Smash Bros. Is on the way. My name has been Spencer Palpa McCrae.
And I'm Keegan Logic Clap.
And thank you so much for watching.